everyone, this is Alex from Potato Squared, and today we're going to show you about naval stuff. And I'm not talking about one specific type of unit because that would take an age, and we've already really covered that. I'm just talking about Navy stuff in general. I'm going to start out with there's some specific to Navy units, and then there's others you've already seen, like thorough spears and stuff. Mostly naval ships are just land units on ships, which is basically what all navies are, really. But yeah, we're also going to show some special units. These are called fire pot diaries. I have a hard time announcing that. They're basically sacrificial ships. You lose them when you attack. Their sole purpose is to set other ships on fire, because ships are basically buildings that move in this game.
Hades, take our enemies.
They don't really... I mean, they can take fire damage. If they get enough fire damage, they burn up and get destroyed. If a ship gets destroyed, the entire unit is dead. You know, fun stuff. So yeah,
Attack, you sons of
fun stuff right there. Giving them some inspiration in the form of row hard, which basically makes them go faster. Yeah, so you can see that small explosion that it caused.
Ready for orders. Show them steel. Moving out. Weapons ready.
An entire unit has perished.
Yeah, and also you lose the fire pod diaries. They die once their use is done, which is kind of silly, but you know.
Ready, winning and able. Moving out. Warriors are backing on.
An entire unit has perished.
Assault ships ready to attack.
Yeah, they're kind of pretty much sacrificial lambs in this game, these guys.
Assault ships reporting. For Zeus!
An entire unit has perished.
Hades, take
Yeah, so that's that. This guy's about to die anyway. Yeah. So those are fire pots. Pretty fun stuff. And then you have traditional, like, just melee ships with units on them. Now it says this is a melee ship, but it has thorough spears on that. I really don't understand that, but you know, who am I to question the ways of this game? It's pretty strange sometimes. So yeah, there's the row hard ability. You can throw spears, of course. They have the whole archer thing, so you can toggle fire at will. Really, the most common ability that ships get is row hard, which increases their ship speed and pretty much nothing else. Oh, I apologize. I forgot to take my artillery off of fire at will. You can see my artillery in action there. Alright, and then there's also archer ships, which, as the name would imply, do archer things. Oh, and you've already seen ramming. I really didn't touch on it much, but there's also such a thing as boarding. If you put your ship into boarding mode, it will when it rams the other ship, or when it's rammed, it will attempt to take over the other ship and kill all the people on board in hand-to-hand fighting, which is where the people that are on the ship come in. So yeah, I'm just going to toggle that for all these guys.
Weapons ready! Assault ships ready for orders! Assault ships ready for orders!
Anyway, that's that. And then I have archer ships over here that I'm going to show off. They're pretty
One of
fun.
our ships is being
Like
boarded.
normal archers, they have also the availability of flaming shot, which does
Burn the wretches!
damage against, well, obviously ships because they're wood. And it lowers enemy morale. And then we'll speed up the speed of the ships. Yeah, also I just want to show off some artillery. There's also artillery. I do not believe there is any form of spear infantry on ships, but I may be wrong. So if you can prove me wrong, then you get extra bonus points.
Give way! Set oars!
Yeah, so I've got some onagers. If you watched the previous video, no, the video before the previous video, you would have seen all about onagers and ballista. And there are forms of those here on the ship front as well. They're pretty fun. They don't have as much range, but they're really, really useful.
One of our ships is being boarded.
I don't care about these guys at this point. I'm just going to show you the onagers firing. I put on... I'm not sure if I did put on flaming shot on. No, it's flammable rounds. They just naturally use flammable rounds because it's best against ships. A ship can die in two ways. Either it can sustain enough fire damage to where it sets on fire and then eventually gets destroyed, or it can just be directly destroyed without the use of fire. I'm just going to let it fire on this guy. You can see it's causing significant damage. And then over here I'm going to show you what ballista can do. They also have flammable round and standard round. You can see that they're just starting to fire here. Ships are also pretty hard to hit, especially if they're moving targets.
Our men flee the field of battle.
And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys is... Oh, well, I am going to touch on this really quick. I got some specialty units. This giant unit called Missile Heptares. It has a bunch of archers on it. Basically, it's a giant ship. It has, like, it's a flagship, and you can tell because it has the giant
Our men flee the field of battle.
thing on the front.
This is a shameful display.
Water horse on the back. I don't remember the name of that. It's in Greek mythology. You can look it up.
Fire on the enemy!
And then also my general unit is this tower thing. Some ships actually have towers built on them, archer towers, which is really fancy. And this one is my general unit. It's a flagship, just like the other one. It
An
literally
entire
looks the
unit
spinning
has
image of the other.
perished.
And there's archers in that tower that can't be killed unless the ship is, of course, destroyed. And I exemplify that in these ships up here, which are very similar to my general. I just chose to get some for myself. I'm actually going to send them after the general unit.
An entire unit has perished.
So yeah, I'm quite obviously losing this battle, but I hope you guys got a small glimpse of what these guys can do. Like, for example, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right about that earlier thing about there's no spear infantry, because we're talking about Spartan hoplites. They are definitely spear infantry, and they're being labeled as heavy melee. I believe there's such a thing as spearmen on ships. I believe they're just all counted as melee. if I remember correctly. Well,
An entire
I feel
unit
very
has
confident I'm
perished.
correct. Yeah, well anyway, that's the video, guys. I'm going to just go ahead and wrap up here. You pretty much, I mean, there's nothing too drastically different besides the fact that the main objective of winning a naval, well, there's nothing too complicated really. Basically, you can win one of two ways. You can kill all the troops on a ship, or you can destroy the ship. And then, I mean, you can destroy the ship also by setting it on fire.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
There's artillery, melee, and then ranged units. And I mean, it's not. Oh, one last important thing. Little tips and tricks. If you are ever like in a campaign or something, and you have cavalry on ships, if you fight like a battle where you land cavalry off of their ship, they do not have their horses. You cannot put horses on a ship.
An entire unit has
They're
perished.
just not accessible. So if you are fighting like a land to sea battle and you have sea cavalry, you will not be able to use the horses. So that's just like something to note, because I wouldn't want any of you to get screwed over by not knowing that. Anyway, that's it for me for this video. Thank you again for watching, and thank you for all your support. If you're watching this, please help us out by filling out the survey in the description. We're working on a school project. That's why we're doing this for the most part. Besides the fact that we really want to do it. And we really appreciate any support you can give us. And then again, if you really like what we're doing and if you want to see more of it, we're eventually going to do a walkthrough. Please feel free to subscribe, rate, comment, favorite, whatever you want to do. Any support you give us is all appreciated. Anything you can do. Thank you again. This is Alex from Potato Squared signing off, and see you again soon.